It's that time again, guys. Another account review. Today we have, I don't even know what this guy's name is. I hope he shows it in profile here. Otherwise he has like some face emoji underscore thing on his Discord. But regardless though, we have his account review. So starting things off, he said he's been playing since March 2022. So this is about a 6 month old account because it was submitted back in September. And I am 1 month back on logs or whatever, so that's gonna be fun. I'm relatively new, and I sadly missed out on most of the ultra rare ships. Understandable, my man. Understandable. Regardless, though, let's get right into this ship account review. So I can tell you as of right now, I think this guy right here pretty much plays KMS primarily, unless he's leveling up whatever he wants. But I think most of the high level ships in his arsenal are going to be the KMS ships. So pretty much going to be a KMS player. There are a couple ships in here that are pretty high level, like 125s, like Perseus, Akagi, War Spy's up there as well too. So a good mixture of KMS and a good mixture of other ships as well too. But let's go down the list, see if we can talk about. Hell no, we have anything works as of right now. Vanguard is there as well too. So we're working on pretty much a lot of ships as of right now. I will get into talking about which ones you can level up later on, assuming you asked that as a question. But for the most part though, you're just working on team building, and that's what you should be doing as like a 6-month-old player, just building up a lot of ships like 120 and so forth. So you're like level 80 right now. So yeah, again, understandable. Just build up your arsenals right now and just get as many ships to 120. When I get the questions though, I'll go ahead and get into specifics, but as of right now, your main goal is to get to 120, at least most of the ships that are like that you like. Right, so level 80, you still have this right here. I'm not sure like what you're missing here or if you still want to do it, but highly recommend finishing that up, assuming you don't need the oil, whatever that's left over. Now inventory, now you didn't show me this, but we're locking a lot of, I'm going to assume you're locking a lot of plates here. For a 6-month-old player, I think most of your gear is like kind of like all over the place, so you got to work on that. And I hope you showed it to me in here. Make sure you tap the thingy. Oh, he didn't tap the thing. Wait, no, he did he? I think he did. Equip. Oh, there we go. All right, so right, steam catapults, we're getting there. 6 we're working on as usual. Pretty good, pretty good. As for the other stuff, I think 1 repair crane at plus 10 is okay if you want to use Akashi, but that's if you want to use them. No, otherwise I don't recommend it that much. Washing machines, get these to plus 10. They're very good. When you get into later worlds in the game, if you have more of these, definitely make more of them because they're very, very good. It's going to help you out a lot, especially when you get to like 14 or whatever. Well, not on DDs, but like on other ships, though, it's going to help out a lot. 12 and 13, though, you need anti-air. So these things right here. Otherwise, though, you're good. Plus those to 10 if you need it. Otherwise, you can skip those for now. I would get more shells though, but I think you're like a 6-month player. You're lacking a lot of core data, so it's understandable. So get those up eventually. AP rockets, these are very, very good. Definitely use these planes over these planes right here. These planes, unless you need them for like anti-air, which I doubt. These will do way, way more outside of 12 and 13 for a campaign. So much better compared to the messers. Right, so we're lacking a lot of gold gear, but that's understandable to be honest. These are really good, by the way. Upgrade these when you get the chance. Slot them into your heavy cruisers and just rock with it. I think those planes are pretty good as well too. These are better than Barracudas. So instead of the other Barracuda set plus 10, those, I think these can replicate it just well. So do that. Purple gear, I think I skip most of these. I do see a couple triple 406, which is good because those are pretty good battleships or whatever, or battleship guns, I mean. So we got a lot of work on. We got a lot of work on for gear. Just as long as you know where to farm and like gear lobs and stuff, you should be okay. So world 12 right now, we need anti-air stuff. You play primarily KMS, so if you do that, just stick with more levels. 110, 115 is okay to get through world 12 easily. But you can go lower levels if you have more anti-air. Just keep that in mind. Make sure you always cap out air superiority when we have the requirement or whatever, because it's gonna make it so it's gonna be a much more easier experience, or a much easier experience when you do that. So in terms of PR researches, we got Rune done. Monarch is working on it right now, which you're buying, I think, so you're okay there. Everyone else though, working on it. PR2. We have FDG, who's like a little past halfway mark done. Very nice. Everyone else though, we're working on it eventually, hopefully. PR3, we have no unlock, but we have a decent amount of prints though, so you can tell. This guy has 272 prints in Odin. He's a KMS player for sure. You can tell instantly by which one he chose for. So going by this, E-Girl here and August Von Parsible. Yep. And the next one should be Prince Rapper. Oh, we got 4 there. Now we're getting there. We'll eventually get there. So I'm pretty sure you're doing all KMS first, and that's fine. I'm not a big fan of hopping around between like every research seasons, but that's up to you. Because I like sticking to one, finishing it up. Because this way it eliminates all the junk researches out of that season, so you don't get them as much anymore, which makes your life much easier. And you don't have to worry about it as much anymore. And then you make your other future researches like a lot better because you're just done with that season. Like PR1 doesn't exist to me anymore. PR2, I see it every now and then, but that pretty much doesn't exist to me. Stuff like that. When you finish one season, it makes it easier to finish on the other season instead of just hopping around nonstop. And then hopefully OS here. All right, OS here. What we're getting worked on is right now. It's actually not that bad. OS is like definitely much easier. When you have all the adaptability capped out, like it's a much easier experience. Like 120, 125 is way more than enough for that. And then I think it's meta stuff. All right, so let's get to questions. I think that's pretty much everything on this account that I want to talk about. Right, we have 5 questions here. The first question is, which meta ships are worth investing into? I think the only one that's like pretty useful for like end game if you want to get into like min-maxing stuff is like Helena Meta. Pretty much when you're working on her as of right now. So get her done. After that though, a lot of the other ships in this game are just pretty much wave clearing. If you want more wave clear, then definitely do more meta, like Renown, Repulse, those kind of things. There's a lot of wave clearing ships in this game. Not many bossers. I think Helena Meta is like only like real like debuffer that you can use for a meta ship. Otherwise, all the other ones are like whatever. It's just up to you if you like them or not. If you like them, go ahead and use them. Otherwise, you can just skip them. Most of the meta ships are just for regular PvE, not like end game stuff. The second question is, which purple gear should I scrap? So my take on purple gear is pretty much this. Repair toolkits are good. The triple BBs are good if I can find them. These things are really good here. Maybe 1 or 2 gyroscopes, but you can probably ignore that. I like having a couple of boilers, but that's me though. If you don't have upgraded like steam catapults, keep purple ones around. Otherwise, you can scrap them if you have a lot of gold ones. Purple hell divers are really good as well too. These things, so you can keep those. And there's a couple good purple guns in out, but you can just scrap the rest. Honestly, these are really good for making bitters with, so hold on to those. And I think that's pretty much it I want to talk about for purple gear. Like, there's a couple good CL guns you can use that are budget, but I guess hold on to these things. Everything else you can just scrap though, because either just gold versions of it, which is better, or it's just like whatever. Like, I'll always keep these things because one of a kind, right? But like these kind of guns or whatever, just scrap these. Like, this is trash right here, that's trash right there. Well, you guys can't see, but like those guns in the top right. Well, this one's not that bad in the top right corner, but definitely there's better options out there by far. And then blue gear, you're gonna scrap all the blue gear. I don't keep blue gears. I guess like fire extinguishers if you need them, but that's pretty much it. And the DD gun, the 76 MMs, grab like 2 or 3 of those and you're okay. The next question is, should I expand dog space or warehouse space? Always dog space. Warehouse space, you just, if you need warehouse, just toss gear onto other ships, and then you get free inventory there. Always go for dog space, because that is probably one of the most limiting factor as a free-to-play player, because there's more events that you get than you can generate like free-to-play gems, unless you're doing like 2-1 non-stop. But definitely dog space, especially if you're free to play, because you're not gonna have any space for all your ships, and you pretty much gotta retire like blues and whites if it gets to that part of the game. So that's not gonna be fun. So always do dog space. Warehouse, you just toss gear onto ships, and that takes away from your inventory, so you're good to go there. The fourth question is, how do I grind rainbow prints without using cube missions? Just do coins then. If you can't do cubes, do coins. Cubes are about, or coins are about like 1 to 2 months slower compared to cubes. Not to mention, you have a chance to get rainbow gun prints as well too, which is really really good. So a cube is just pure. I want to finish this season as soon as possible for developer 30s, and I don't really care about gear prints as much. Coins is a mixture of both. Coins are honestly like the way to go because you get a mixture of everything. So highly recommend just do coins. Don't do free ones. Don't do those. Coin missions are good, like 1.5, 2.5, 3 hours, always, or 2.5 hours. Grab the face missions for like the UR ships, stuff like that. Always prioritize those, even though it doesn't really matter nowadays because once you're done with the season, like the face missions are gone, so you don't have to worry about that much. But I still go for the UR ones because if you finish the UR ones, then you pretty much have SSR ones left over, and you just finish that really really fast. So do that. Question 4 is how do I? I read that already. My bad. Question 5 is what ships would you recommend for a boss and mob fleet? All right, here we go. So ships you want to work on for boss and mob fleet. Enterprise, good here. Unicorn, mob, definitely good there. So these are ships you can take to 120 or 125. I recommend if you're doing end game stuff, take them to 125 like bossing in World 14. If I mentioned a ship, these are ships that are worthy of taking to 125, but it's up to you. All right. I'm not going to say ships that are 120 and just leave it over. These are ships I'm talking about that you can take to 125 if you want to, if you have the cog arrays for it. Enterprise, Unicorn, Shinano. Nagato is okay if you have Shinano and Hakuryu, but your ways to go on that. I hope you have Musashi. Musashi is also a good choice to have. Vanguard is a good option as well too. Helena is always a good option if you want to get into end game stuff. San Diego's if you need help World 13. If you need help with World 13, you get 120 San Diego. You don't have the 125er. 120 is more than enough. August von Parzival definitely is a good option for 125. Indomi is actually not that bad. I think she's definitely 120 potential. 125 is up to you though, but definitely worth maxing out for sure. Really really good ship. Everything else we can just like null over. I think the other ones are like 120 potential, but like not like 125 potential. Always submarines. Just if you have EXP packets, just use them on them because that's the best way to get submarine EXP without wasting oil, and then make them secretary to make them get 90 affinity, and you should be good to go. So always spend EXP packets on submarines. Shokaku is also really good too. 120 her if you can. You don't have to 125 her, but 120 is really good option for Shokaku. The other ones we can skip those for now. I think that's all the SSR ships. Yeah, so pretty much those ships I listed out that you have, those are good options. And from this event, Musashi, or past event, Musashi is a good option. Level her up. And the other ones you can just like null over if you want to. If you like them, level them up. Otherwise, just skip. But Musashi is a really, really good ship to have from the past event. So I believe that's it for this account. Pretty quick, 6-month-old account. You're progressing pretty well, my man. Just keep up with the farming. Get more gold gear, get more plates, get that stuff going on, get more levels, and then once you build a better team, it just comes down to just playing with fleet compositions. I have many videos about fleet compositions and stuff like that on my YouTube. So just wait about maybe another 3 months once the next UR ship comes out. You'll probably have way more ships by then to just play around with, and hopefully you'll have more 120s by then and better gear, and then just tweak around it. You can definitely clear World 13 by end of this year. World 14 though, maybe pushing it, but you can definitely do it. But I highly recommend at least get 13 done. Just knock it out of the way, and you could open up another like 20 dock space because you get like what 250 gems per world, so like almost 400 from 12 and 13, and that's like 20 more dock space right there for you to collect with. All right, so that's all I have for this account. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Questions and comments, let me know in the video below, and see you guys next video as always.